Good afternoon, traders. Happy Monday. Happy October 21st. Happy two things in my household. 10 days till Halloween. My kids are going absolutely apeshit over it. They're so excited. And number two, 15 days till we vote, right? Early voting most likely has started where you live. Mine started today here in Texas. I will be voting tomorrow afternoon. You can probably guess who I'm voting for. But it's good to see everybody. Hope you had a great weekend, Dave. Good to see you, Leo. Wes, good afternoon, my friend. Glad everybody is here. And I tell you what, we got a lot to do today. There's a great chance we're going to be trading today. But first, our soon-to-be commander-in-chief, dude's looking for a job. I mean, realistically, he's out there campaigning for his own job. But this weekend, he came down to one of the common folk jobs, as you could say. Our soon-to-be second again commander-in-chief got a job at McDonald's.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald, but I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody.
Tens of thousands of Pennsylvanians showed up to McDonald's yesterday for what was perhaps the single most amazing political event ever. That's exactly what some pundits are calling it. We're going to see what Trump's McDonald's visit really means and why it may indeed signal the decisive.
It's fantastic to see him at McDonald's. I was showing my kids, they eat McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's, but they eat McDonald's. I just took my son McDonald's to school on Friday. I was having lunch with him. So yeah, super cool to see President Trump working out the McDonald's line, right? Especially given the fact that Kamala said that she got her start working at a McDonald's and then decided to never follow it up with where it was, other than she worked in the fry cooker. And like, apparently it never happened. That is what the internet is saying now, that she never worked at a McDonald's, right? Because she wanted the vote from the working class, the common man. Oh, I worked at McDonald's too. Right? No, you didn't. My very first job, just so you guys know, was at a gas station connected to a McDonald's. I didn't work at the McDonald's, but it was like a gas station on one side, McDonald's on the other, and I was the gas station attendant, right? I sold you the cigarettes, I sold you the lotto tickets. You came and told me, $12 on pump 7. That was my first job, right? As a 16-year-old. And you know what? That was my very first job. You can go verify it and fact check it. And that's exactly what Trump was trying to make sure that everybody could fact check the fact that he went to McDonald's and he worked there as well. Jean-Louis, good to see you. Michael, yo. Donna, good afternoon. Mahesh is here. Good to see you, Mahesh. Peter, how you doing, my friend? So anyway, I'm excited that President Trump is doing that. Don't forget, we are 15 days out from the vote. You gotta go vote. And let's jump into our market analysis. All right. Oh, real quick. Look at my son, my second son over here. Right there. That's Elliot selling some Boy Scout popcorn. Last call on the Boy Scout popcorn. If you hadn't had a chance to grab any, no pressure at all, but just trying to support my little dude. Let's jump over here. Welcome to the OVTLYR Trading Room. This is smart trading made simple. This is where we save time, make money, start winning with less risk together as a team. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm your rich uncle Chris. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I've been successfully trading since 2009. I'm a partner with OVTLYR, and this is my style of trading using the OVTLYR data. I call it the golden ticket trading strategy. So real quick, how does OVTLYR work? Because we're going to be working it today. It's a 4-step process. Number 1, OVTLYR monitors how investors are reacting to changing market conditions, news, price movements, and the economy. Number 2, OVTLYR determines if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much. Number 3, OVTLYR gives buy and sell signals when these irrational behaviors reach an extreme. And number 4, allowing you to get into the stock before the OVTLYR move happens. So let's take a look at our member highlight in the Discord real quick. Click the button. Wrong button. There we go. All right. We had one question from AlphaGo over in the Discord asking about what time does OVTLYR update. And Mahesh replied, it's 8:30 p.m. Most nights, but on the weekends, it's 8:30 p.m. on Sunday nights. So if you wanted to get a head start, I know a lot of our outliers here in the trading room have mentioned to me that it's the last thing that they do before going to bed, which I don't blame you, right? this is exciting, especially having this outlier data at our fingertips that we can access any time of the day. Chris goes to bed ultra early. I'm in bed by 9 p.m. Central Time every night, so this is well past my bedtime. Otherwise, I'd be looking at it too. Let's see what else. I believe that might be it over the weekend. And Alex saying, "Great popcorn, thanks, my friend." But I had a conversation with Leo today. So Leo is one of our mutual outliers. And we were going back and forth on a lot of stuff. Leo has mentioned that he watches the live stream, but he, with his ADHD like me, can't watch anything at 1x speed. So he watches it after we go live at 1.5, 2 times speed. I get that, dude. Trust me, I get that. And he and I were chatting this morning on the Discord, and he was explaining to me how he does his put credit spreads. Now, I used to trade put credit spreads religiously. It was my thing. I've mentioned before that my style of trading for a long time was selling calls, selling puts, selling iron condors, all that style of trading. And I couldn't make any money on it, right? I thought I was winning hand over fist, like on my win rate, but money-wise, I was losing, right? Because every one trade that I lost would take me 10 trades to make back. But Leo has come up with a really ingenious way to use the outlier data. So I want to show that real quick. And also, Leo has actually volunteered to start maybe running one of the channels with his strategy. Leo has just gone in the last few weeks 24-2. And on those 2, he was closed automatically by Robinhood, which was not his intention on those trades, but he's gone 24-2. And the 2 trades that were not winners were stopped out by Robinhood. So Leo's doing a pretty great job. Hey, Tug, good to see you. But yeah, Leo apparently speaks incredible. He's fluent in Spanish as well. So if we ever wanted to do a bilingual thing, Leo has volunteered to be right up in there. So what Leo was telling me was that he looks at the different stocks. So let's take a look at DIA real quick. DIA just got a buy signal a couple days ago. Let's go over to that. On October 16th. And it's in a green uptrend overlay. Now, while the market's trending higher, right, 10, 20, 50, like we talk about, Leo will sell a put credit spread on a stock. Leo, of course, please correct me if I'm wrong in the Discord. Leo will sell a put credit spread on a stock the day the buy signal comes through, as long as it's within the green overlay, right? So market trending higher, stock trending higher with the green uptrend overlay, and then the buy signal coming through. Now, he also goes really far out of the money too. So let's go to DIA real quick. He goes to the 15 delta. Oh, my microphone's acting weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. So he goes to the 15 delta expiring this Friday. Now, this is risky. I'll put it to you that way. This is definitely a risky strategy, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Okay. And if this works for you, I think it could be awesome. So let's say, for example, he got his buy signal today. He would go to the 15 delta on the puts, right? So 15 delta's way over here. We'd look around, let's call it the 423 today. And then I don't remember him stating how wide of a trade he does, but the most he could make on that is 42 cents just selling that put alone. So he could cap in his risk at $5 probably to the 423, 418. So he would sell this one, buy this one. Now, by doing this, he is capping his risk in the trade, but also capping his profits, right? And that's part of how this works. Is it's the turnover of all of these trades. So with this trade in particular, that'd be looking at a 27 cent credit, which on the outset sounds fine. It sounds fine. 27 cents. Sure. Why not on every contract? The issue comes from it's also on the risk side. So if you got a $5 wide spread and you're taking 27 cents in credit, your risk on this trade is 473 per. That seems very risky to me. So I'm not entirely sure all of the ins and outs of Leo's strategy here. But on the outset, I see where he's going. He's having a lot of success, which is really cool. Just for me personally, I'm a little bit anxious because I have been on the other side of these trades and it sucks. Right? When you only make 27, how many would that divided by 27? So if I lost and I lost all 4 or 73, it would take me 17 trades to make that back. That's pretty rough. However, the likelihood of that happening is pretty low, and here's how you can tell. First, we've got our uptrend overlay, right? So the stock is moving higher. We've got the market trending higher, right? We're trying to stack everything together. We got the market trending higher, the uptrend overlay, the stock itself is 10, 20, 50 cross bullish. Then it's got a buy signal. And then, so we're stacking, right? Stacking a confluence of signals here. At this point here, a 14 delta means that it's a 14% chance of it ending in the money, in a nutshell, in the money. 14% in the nutshell chance of it ending in the money. If it's in the money, then you're losing on this trade. But if it's out of the money, that's an 85%, 86% chance of it not being in the money. So consider that, right? He's stacked the market, he stacked the signals in outlier, and then he stacked it where he's got an 86% chance of it being out of the money, 86% chance of it winning. So I think it's a cool strategy. I'm just nervous about it. But granted, when I was trading a lot more aggressively. I was trading at like the 30 delta. So that'd be like right here. And taking 72 cents of risk versus, or making 72 cents on the spread versus 27 cents. Dave asked, what expiration? He would go to, and of course, please, Leo, correct me if I'm wrong in the Discord. He would go to this Friday's expiration. So just basically putting it on, letting it expire out of the money. Scott, good to see you. Scott is looking at the Mara 20 call on the 11:15. Let's take a look at that. On 11:15, he's looking at the 20 calls. He's looking out of the money. Okay, dude, I don't know where you're going with that. Like, is that your trade? What you tell me, right? You tell me what you're looking at with that. We're gonna have a conversation around it. So anyway, super stoked to hear from Leo and him explaining that to me. And of course, please be sure to share your stories in the Discord. Love to hear from you guys and help you out in any way that I can. Don't forget the first rule of Outlier, you should tell everybody about Outlier, right? And you hit the like button. That lets YouTube tell everybody about Outlier too. And please do it for me if you don't mind, because it's free. So let's take a look at the 10 over the 20, price over the 50 on the market. And we've got 10, 20, 50, all pointing north. So we are still in a bullish trend. We have a little sell-off today. It's recovered, but we still have a bullish trend going on right now, which is cool. Let's go to the next step here, the market breadth. And that measures how many stocks are on the bull list, how many stocks have buy signals. And if we go over here to the full stocks, swing on the 10 EMA, and we can see here that that is moving higher, right? We are seeing more stocks becoming more bullish. So I'm interested, right? Next, we got the SPY signals in a buy. Market trend is bullish. Market breadth is bullish. And sector breadth, I checked that this morning. We've got the financials, healthcare, real estate, staples, and utilities all in bullish sectors. So we got a handful to choose from. So the master key is unlocked. Let's proceed. I don't have any trades to look to reduce risk on. So I ran my screener this morning. These are my criterias here. And this is what pulled through. So we've got, how many is that? 10 that pulled through. BX, CB, CMS, HSIC, ISRG, LNT, Monster, PFG, SO, and Visa. So I took those, I threw them into TrendSpider. Do a quick chart scanner here. Let's do that together. Update the scanner. Here's the list. That's not the list. This is the list. I ran through these earlier. A lot of these are looking sharp. There's one I absolutely will not trade, and that's CMS, because it is all up in the middle of these order blocks. Now, it's not pulling through on my order block scanner because this is the most recent order block. And these old order blocks sitting out there are definitely slowing this down. In fact, if you look at this beautiful trend. It created all these order blocks all the way up. It came into this order block here, has struggled, hit this spot here where both of these two order blocks above it were at, got rejected. And it's at there again right now. So we'll see if that pulls through. But I ain't putting my money at risk for that. ISRG looks pretty sharp. Monster is beautiful trend. And then SO. So let's go to the next step here. And let's look at these and start with the highest back test and work our way down. The highest back test is, I color coded these today as well. Highest back test today is B. Oh, wait a minute. I need to see who actually pulled through before I do that. There we go. So BX stays, CB stays, CMS goes, that goes, this stays, this goes, this stays, this goes, and this stays. So these are the only ones that we have at the moment. So of those, looks like BX is the highest back test. So let's go to BX. Now, what I want to do just real quick is make sure the heat map is not already stalled. Slam this over. Yesterday, it was at G13. Today is at G16. So the heat map is going higher. That's what I want to see. Okay, starting there. Now I want to look on the option chain. Start at 21 days to expiration, 250 plus open interest, less than 50-cent bid-ask spread, 20% or less extrinsic value. Generally puts me at the 80 delta. So let's go to BX. Let me filter for just regular expirations. So we're looking for November 15th. Looking on the calls around the 80 delta here. All right. Lots of open interest, but my personal limit, just what I like to use, is $10. This is at $12. We could look one lower. 1030 to 1055 is not outrageous. There's zero open interest. Now, that doesn't really scare me when I'm surrounded by liquidity. These are new strikes that just haven't been filled in yet. So I'm interested. 76 delta. This is 25 cents wide, right at $10. I can go a few pennies over. Extrinsic 206 over 1055 is going to be less than 20%. So 19.5%. So I like that. Honestly, I like this. It is expensive, but let's say it works out. We can roll it by tomorrow, right? So I'm looking at BX November 15th, 162.5 calls. And of course, get your position size. The easiest way to get your position size is to go into the Discord, the VIP Investors Toolkit, scroll up a smidge to Power Scanner. That's this file here. Type in your details over here, whatever you're comfortable with, and then just type in BX. And it should, there you go, pull it through. So for example, if you had 100,000, risking 7%, just for example, that would be an option size of 10, or maybe 5%, that'd be an option size of 7. So you fill in those details. Good to see you, Jorn. And that way you'll be in a position size that makes sense. So I'm going to go on my other screen in the business account. I'm going to go to BX. And I'm looking at the November 15th, 162.5. And like I say, I know it shows zero open interest, but on either side we have plenty, which means that this is a new expiration strike, which honestly is not an issue. So let's see where I can get filled. 1030, 1050's mid price. 1040's mid price right now. Let me see if I can get filled at 1040. No. Let's try that again. Let's move that up to 1045. Let's do 1050. See if we can get filled at 1050. Yeah, filled at 1050. Oh, geez. For a second I said 1025. I was like, no. All right, 1050 I'm in. BX, 162.5, 1050s. I think I said that incorrectly. BX, 162.5s for 1050 versus Outlier Trading Room. I changed the name of this. Okay. So that was, let me copy my template here. Today is October 21st. Bought the November 15 BX with 62.5s for 1050. BX is currently trading at 170.78. Cool. All right. So moving on, just curious, BX is in the financial sectors. Oh, which I do want to talk about sectors on financials real quick. I know Mahesh is personally avoiding financials. I have found in my data that this is the best time to buy I mean, it can be a great time to buy. I shouldn't say the best. When it gets really high like this, when there's a lot of stock showing buy signals, it's actually a great time to buy. It may not be the best, but I wait until, since we're right at 75 right now, it's at 75.97 today. I'm okay with putting on new trades until it comes back down. Once it starts to wean, once it crests and come back down on the market breadth, that's when I bail. But as of right now, I like it. So we'll fill in the chart here in a minute. Let's continue on. We're already in BX. Let's go to the next one. 89%, 101.39. I'm going to delete this so I don't look at it again. Let's just do everything not blank. Oh, that makes it a little easier. All right, 101.39 is next. ISRG. Check and make sure it's not stalled. All right, ISRG. Yesterday was G8. Today is G11. So like that. Let's go to ISRG. November 15th. Okay. I'm not going to trade that. Where I was okay with going 50 cents over my $10 limit, I'm not going to go to $32, $33 there. So ISRG, I'm definitely not going to be trading that. Moving on to the next one. Gets us to CB, which I thought I saw something with CB's chart a minute ago. Yeah, it's below the prior day's low. It should go away when I refresh this. Yeah, it just went away. I won't trade CB for that reason. And we're down to Monster and So. Both have pretty similar results. Let's go to Monster first. MNST. I have a great Monster story. We were at Six Flags over Texas, and I was there with my son. This was years ago. I mean, he's 12 now. He was probably 6 at the time. And we were in line for what used to be the Looney Tunes like dark ride at Six Flags over Texas, which was a lot of fun. It's gone now. They replaced it with something so lame. Oh, it sucks so bad. But anyway, and in the line, it's outside, it's Texas, it's hot. They've got vending machines in the line. And my son was like, "Oh, I'm so hot. Oh, Dad, I'm so hot. Buy me a drink." So I was like, "All right, sure." And so, I put the $12 or whatever stupid thing it costs when you're in the vending machine line, right? You can't avoid it. So they're going to jack up the price. And dude just goes smash and hits the first thing he can see on the vending machine. And it was a Monster drink, a white Monster drink. And it comes out and I'm like, "Bro, I'm not giving a 6-year-old a Monster drink. What's wrong with it? What'd you do that for?" I got to spend another $12 to get you another drink. So that's my Monster drink story. Very wholesome, I know. So G12 yesterday, G13 today. That looks great. Let's go to Monster chain. Hey, it's almost Halloween time. That's a good stock to trade, right? Monster chain. Wait, I saw earnings. When are earnings? Yeah, that would be child abuse. Liquoring them up on monsters. Yeah. All right, we got a few days till earnings. We're okay. Not a lot going on here. We got some at the 62 delta, but I won't trade that because $1.50 in extrinsic value. In fact, let me make this bigger. It's $1.50 of extrinsic value on 290 for the price. So it's basically 50% extrinsic value. Your extrinsic value always goes to 0 on every options chain. So why would you want to buy it when it's half extrinsic value? I won't. 186 isn't going to cut it for me. And unfortunately, I don't see a reason to trade this. So I'm going to move on for Monster. Let's go to the next one here, which is So. I feel like we traded So earlier this year. I just don't remember what it is. So is Southern Company. It's utilities stock. Yesterday it was G10. Today is G11. All right, that'll work. SO. Earnings again. Let's double check that chart. Yeah, we got time for earnings. See that orange line right there? We got time. Okay, we've got some liquidity here around the 80 delta. That's right on the 80 delta. 685, 76 cents on 620. 12%. I like that. And then, you know what, if it works great, we can start rolling it up. So I love that. So this is 20 cents wide. I like this one. This one looks great. So the SO stock, SO, November 15th, 87.5 calls. That's what I'm going to put in. Okay. Let me go on my other screen. So go to the option chain for that. November 15th, 87.5. Current mid price is 610. Doubt that I can get 610. Well, I'll try. But I'll try. Filled at 610. Let's go. As it goes to 605 for a brief second. I'll take 610. Cool. Don't forget to get your position size. All right. So somebody already put a rocket emoji on there. Very fun. This is the SO. Here, let me do this for you here. Mine is already on the other screen. I mean, it takes me 1 second to do. So for example, you know, you could get 23 options on that one versus 7 on that one and have approximately the same risk because the ATR value, the volatility value, is about 1/4 of what it is on BX. Yorn's fill at 610 as well. That was the 87.5s. Filled for 610. And so is currently trading at 92.84. All right. Oh, I need to edit that. That's trade number 2. Okay. I believe that takes us to the end of our opportunities today. Yeah, very cool. So now that we've got a minute, we're not stressing to put anything on. Let's go put in all of our exit points here. Right. It's so much fun to put on trades, right? It's so much fun to throw out and say, hey, I bought BX and I bought SO calls today. Isn't that cool? Right. But what are you going to do with it? Right. Are you just going to hold it for the rest of your life? Are you going to hold it till expiration? Are you going to roll it indefinitely? I hate calling out people directly, so I won't. But this particular institution that likes to teach people how to trade the wrong way, when I used to sell calls and puts, if your trade wasn't working out, they would just tell you to roll it, right? Let's say you sold the 100 call. It's deep in the money. They'd be like, dude, just roll it out. Just roll it, right? Roll it till the next period. Roll it till the next period. Roll it till the next period. And just keep collecting the premium. You might make a penny each time you roll it out. But in the meantime, the stock might have gone from 90 when you put it on to 100, to 110, to 120, to 150, and you're still holding these short 100 calls, and it's like, no, you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to have no idea what to do. In fact, I think you should know exactly what to do because that's how real traders trade, okay? I have a plan to get in. Yeah, I have a plan to get out, and you should too. If you don't, you shouldn't be in this game, and you won't be in this game for very long if you don't have a plan and execute the plan. I get really passionate with this because I spent most of my 20s and some of my 30s losing all the time. And you don't have to. You can put it on, follow your plan, and get out. Win or lose, it doesn't matter, right? In fact, Larry Hite, one of my mentors, he said there's good trades and bad trades, wrong trades and right trades, right? Or winning trades and losing trades. So there's 4 different outcomes: good, bad, winning, and losing. You can have a winning trade that's a bad trade, right? A winning trade that's a bad trade is a trade that you didn't follow your plan and you somehow got super lucky, right? My Bank of America trade earlier this year was a bad winning trade because I didn't see earnings, but the earnings worked for me and I made money on it. Okay. That was a bad winning trade. You can have good losing trades, right? Any trade that you put on that you follow your plan to get in and follow your plan to get out is a good trade. Irrespective of the outcome, if that's a word, irrespective of the outcome, you're following the plan. And that's what makes it a good trade. As long as you have like an edge over time, that should work great. Hey, Sebastian. So let's go mark up. Let's go BX first, since we did that one first. And we got in at 170.78. There we go. Where it's at right now. Now, a half ATR below is where I would get out as a stop loss. So one ATR is currently at 4.135. So 4.135 divided by 2. 2.067. Well, I'll just call it 2.06. Let's 2.07, right? 2.07. So 170.78 minus 2.07. 168.71. Wes, unfortunately, since you weren't paying attention in class, we're not going to go over the homework today. So you're out of luck, dude. Nah, I'm joking. I let that hang for far too long. I let that hang for far too long. I'm sorry. All right. Hang on. Let me finish with this real quick. We'll go back to Monster. That was a lot of suspense. That was probably too much. 174.91. All right, let's move this up. And then one more time. 179.05. I would love it if we can get the +1 and 2s. That would be fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. Right? Going from 170, 175, 179. Let's go. Let's make it happen. And then DX. Randy showed up at the last minute, seeing that we're trading today instead of showing up every day like he always does. Good to see you, Randy. All right, today it's a G16. So for me, a G16 means I'd give it a 10-point spread. So G26 is where I'd sell into strength. And Michael made it too. Everybody showed up today. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Okay, so that's BX. West asked about Monster. There's like no liquidity. What the hell? Let me click. MNST. Right? MNST. Yeah. Okay. There's nobody out here. So Wes, I go deep in the money, roughly around the 80 deltas, and there's 0. Right? There is liquidity here on the 62 deltas, but that's basically 50% extrinsic value, which that will go to 0. And I'm not buying something where 50% of it, I'm planning on it going to 0. So no, thank you. All right, so BX, let me add this to my main list real quick. So we know the plan on BX and the plan on SO. Got into SO at 92.84. I also really like trading into earnings, right? If this stock has momentum leading into earnings, that can work really well. Same on Monster. Not Monster. We're not trading Monster. Wes, you mess with my head. BX is already, Blackstone has already had their earnings, so we're not going to be trading into that. We're past that point. But SO does have earnings in a few days, so maybe we can see that push up. By the way, I'm going to put this out ahead of time. Election night, if I have anything on, I'm going to be completely out. I have learned from experience not to trade election nights, so I'm not even going to stress about it. So 92.84. Okay. Now the 1 ATR on SO is $1.29. 65 cents. So 92.84 minus .65, 92.19. I'll put 18. That's fine. And then we want to go up from here 1 ATR. So, and we're adding in $1.29 to make 94.13. And again, 95.42. All right, very cool. So that's the plan. Oh, we forgot one thing. So we forgot one thing. So is currently at G11. So I'd add 10 points to that. So G21. All right. Isn't that fun? Right. I love trading. And it's been a hot minute since I put on some trades. So we are in we are in BX. We're not in Bank of America. Yeah. So that's the trades we got on right now. So that's going to wrap it for me today. Do you guys have any questions before we head out? We know where we got in. We know why we got in, right? We know why we picked those particular option chains or option strikes. And we just basically set in stone, if you want to think about it, where we're going to get out and why we're going to get out, right? So you can have questions, but the plan is already set, right? So should be good there. That'll wrap it for me today. Thank you all so much for coming to the trading room today. Good to see all of you. Oh, I almost forgot. One thing real quick. Thank you so much for being an outlier, right? We literally couldn't do this without you. We want to pay you back every single day by helping you save time, make money, start winning with less risk together as a team. Don't forget, you can save 70 or 45% on the annual plan for just 90 cents a day. If you don't already have it, go ahead and grab it real quick. Let us know if you need anything in the Discord. Don't forget the first rule of Outlier is to tell everybody about Outlier and to hit the like button. And that tells YouTube to tell everybody else about it too. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Oh, Wes says, thank you for all this and the recap about the lack of open interest. You're welcome, my friend. Have a fantastic day, Wes, and everybody else. We'll talk soon.